I would encourage you to further read the hypotheses, Hypothesis 1 and Hypothesis 2, which give a verbal explanation of what's going on. But what we need to do is find out what they actually discovered. And that can be found in Table 8. Table 7 shows it using some very fancy and difficult to understand statistical terms, but Table 8 gives the same summary in plain English, and that's always a tip-off that you've got a good article here, is if you can find a short description of what happened with their findings and what this means. So look at this quickly. They measured two types of innovativeness to the producer and innovativeness to the consumer. And what's interesting here is you sort of expect, since the fundamental relationship, the A-B relationship, is advertising strategy and performance, where advertising strategy is A, something about that causes an effect in the performance, and what's kind of in the middle, moderating that either positively or negatively, amplifying the effect or decreasing the effect of strategy on performance, is this idea of innovativeness. They have two kinds of innovativeness. They have innovativeness to the producer, and intuitively, I would say they kind of put that one in there to fail. They kind of set that one up to fail, because why would something going on inside the firm affect the relationship between the firm's advertising strategy and the performance in the marketplace? I don't get that. So I think it's more likely that you're going to see an effect, and indeed you do see an effect, on the innovativeness to the customer. And that, as the innovativeness to the customer goes up, you can say, well, one form of innovativeness is product superiority. I'm getting this right out of Table 8. Product superiority, and when you have product superiority, that's going to amplify the effects of your advertising strategy. Also, a functional ad is going to be better because it's going to appeal to it's going to play on the product superiority theme stronger than an emotional ad will. So, and they found a positive effect. Beta equals 0.36, which is a positive effect. And since it has a star there, it's a significant effect. And then you've got this other innovativeness, kind of a negative innovativeness. It's the adoption difficulty to the customer. And as that goes up, you see, in fact, that the performance is going to go down. And so in that case, actually, emotional ads lead to higher market performance than do functional ads. So if in other words, you have to really believe in the product. If there's a lot of investment in learning and behavioral changes in order to adopt the product. So if the customer has difficulty learning the product or has to change his or her behavior substantially, then what you get is a dampening of the positive effect between having an emotional ad and having higher performance of the product in the marketplace. So it's an interesting insight, and you should read the conclusion again and sort of see how that goes. Read the conclusion finally at the end of the thing, and of course, read through the whole paper at least once to sort of see where you're going with this thing. But now I want to tell you not to worry about the stuff that involves the factor analysis, the factor loading, the Cronbach's alpha. That stuff is all there just to make sure that their measurements are good, that their survey items are all measuring the things they think they're measuring, and that they can cluster the survey items together into groups and then do calculations of the value of a particular item by combining answers for one person. So 5 questions might be combined into one number somehow, maybe an average or something like that. And that would be the measure they would use. And this stuff they've got pages and pages about in the chapter on are really just how they can combine this stuff and to make you believe that it's good to combine it. Okay, that's it for now. I'll try and get the humor up some more. I think I got the engineering level up to a reasonable level, and there will be more exciting backgrounds and more exciting exploration of what is that behind my head exactly in future videos. So enjoy. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye-bye. How do I stop this? Still watching? Good. Here's the secret hint after the credits that some movies often have. In this case, boring academic analyses of papers. Okay, so why is this paper even in this reader? Well, it's because if you read carefully, you'll see that there's an international data set, the US and Canada. And the finding is interesting because US and Canadian cultures are actually substantially different. And the message there is there may be a global convergence story going on, and most of the stories we tell are of are of differences, international differences, and not global sameness. Okay, part of the reason for that is that's how we make our money, is talking about how different things are, and you have to watch out for that in my profession. But part of what they're detecting is the opposite, a convergence story, which is very interesting, especially since it's in the area of advertising and marketing. It has a lot of implications for globalizing advertising in the future. That's it.